So picture this. A company just had a fantastic quarter. I mean, the sales team is celebrating, high fives are going all around. They completely crushed their top line number. But then the final numbers land, and something is off. Even though they hit their sales goal, they completely missed their profit target. Wait, how does that even happen? Well, this is the exact kind of mystery that finance pros have to solve all the time. And the tool they use to crack the case? It's something called budget variance reconciliation. And we're going to dive into it because honestly, it's pretty much a guide to becoming a financial detective. To make this super clear, we're actually going to follow a financial analyst. We'll call her Alex, at a company we're going to call Innovate Corp. And Alex has just been handed this exact problem. Sales look great, but profits, not so much. It's her job to find out why. Okay, so the first tool in Alex's detective kit is this core idea. Put simply, it just means you line up what you thought was going to happen with what actually happened, and then you dig into every single one of those differences to find the real story hidden inside the numbers. So where does the investigation begin? Well, you always start at a high level. Alex's first move is to sort all those differences, we call them variances, into two really simple buckets. You know, the good stuff and the bad stuff. And we call these favorable and unfavorable. Favorable means you made more money or spent less than you planned to. Unfavorable is just the opposite, less income or higher costs. Pretty straightforward, right? This gives Alex a first map of where the bodies are buried, so to speak. But hold on a second. This is where a good analyst really shows their worth, because a favorable variance is not automatically good news. Think about it. Lower expenses could mean your team was just incredibly efficient, or it could mean you skipped critical maintenance on a machine, which is just setting you up for a way bigger, more expensive problem down the line. The key is you have to investigate everything. So now Alex moves into phase 2, following the money. It's time to really deconstruct the costs and see what's actually going on behind the curtain. She starts by talking to the procurement manager, who is absolutely thrilled. They found a new supplier, saved a ton on raw materials, a huge 15% price cut. On paper, this looks like an amazing win, a big, favorable variance. But then, Alex heads down to the factory floor, and she hears a completely different story from the production manager. Material waste, the amount of stuff they had to just throw away, is up by a staggering 25%. And there it is, our first big aha moment. These two stories are connected. That favorable price variance from buying cheaper materials, it directly caused an unfavorable usage variance because the lower quality stuff led to more defects and scrap. The big win in one department created a big loss in another. This is a perfect example of why you can never look at these numbers in a vacuum. Now, for even deeper clues, analysts can break down really complex costs, like factory overhead. You can do a simple two-way analysis, or you can get way more granular with a three-way or even a four-way split. And what's so cool about this is how each step just gives you more clarity. A four-way analysis can pinpoint if a problem is with, say, variable spending, like electricity, versus fixed spending, like rent, which means you can assign clear accountability to different managers. It's really like going from a blurry, out-of-focus photo to a crystal-clear, high-res image of your costs. But Alex is smart. She knows this story isn't just about costs. To solve the whole profit puzzle, you have to look at what Innovate Corp actually sold. So let's see how this builds the rest of the case. This brings us to a really critical idea, the sales mix variance. Now, this isn't about the total number of things you sold, it's about the blend of things you sold. Did the company sell more of its high-profit, premium items, or did it sell a boatload of its low-profit, budget items? See, this one analysis answers some of the most important strategic questions a business can ask. And what Alex finds is that, the sales team hit their total goal, but they did it by selling way more low-margin products that were on promotion. They sold a lot of units, sure, but they sold the wrong kind of units, and that just chewed away at the company's overall profit. Okay, so now Alex has all the puzzle pieces, the material waste problem and the sales mix problem. It's time to put it all together and present the full, unvarnished story to management. And the absolute best way to do this is with a waterfall chart, which we often call a bridge. This thing is the gold standard.
It visually walks everyone from your planned profit on the left, and then it shows how each variance, the price, the cost, the volume, and that all-important mix variance either helped or hurt, until you land on your actual profit on the right. It tells the entire story in one single powerful visual.
A great analysis never just presents the data. It forces action. Any professional variance report worth its salt has to answer these 4 questions. You can't just say material waste was high. You have to explain why it was high, because of the cheaper materials, what the full impact was. It totally wiped out the procurement savings. And most importantly, you have to propose a plan to fix it going forward.
And that really brings us to the biggest lesson here. Solving this one puzzle isn't really the end goal. The real value is turning this whole investigation into a cycle of continuous improvement.
The work Alex did fits perfectly into this formal 5-step cycle. You gather the data, you calculate the differences, you analyze the root causes, you take corrective action, and then, and this is key, you monitor and review. This loop is what makes sure the organization doesn't just fix a problem, but actually learns from it. So here's the bottom line. Effective variance reconciliation is not about pointing fingers. It's not about blaming the production manager or the sales team. It's a strategic tool. It's all about understanding your business on a much deeper level, adapting to what's really happening, and making your future plans that much smarter and more accurate.
By following this process, Alex didn't just explain why profit was down, she gave the company a roadmap to make the whole business better. Which kind of leaves us with one last question to think about. What hidden story are your numbers trying to tell you?